What's up, people? What's good? You're watching Tin City, and I'm your host, Humphrey.
And I'm Shalom.
Stuck with her.
Yes, we're back together. And we're talking about... Someone's excited about his shirt all of a sudden. I'm wearing Forever 21 for heaven's sake.
Where's 21?
Yeah, Forever 21.
Oh, that's your label?
Yeah.
No, it's reading Shanghai.
Okay, yes. Today we have a surprise for you. A big surprise.
That's coming up on Press Play. Much more fun. Of course, Tin City is about fun. And we're having a conversation on the lounge.
Yeah, with the activist.
Yeah, it is Mrs. Pomel Booker White. The name rhymes more with Booker T.
Yeah, and
back in wrestling.
And we're talking about the sunshine, Kara, as they call it.
No, sunshine, not Kara.
What is it?
Leave the Uganda part to me, yo.
Fine. Yes. We're talking about the sunshine. Yes.
The sunshine, you know, in the sense of why girls are not allowed to grow hair. It's actually a good thing to grow hair. But you find that in schools, most schools, the black...
Racism!
Let me be racist. Let me be racist. Us, the black kids, are not allowed to grow... We're not allowed to grow hair in school. But when the Indians walk in, and the whites, they're allowed to have hair. But, you know, when the black kids grow hair, they're actually sparked or sent back or told to, you know, to go to another school. You know,
try your talents elsewhere.
Yeah, try elsewhere.
Try your talents elsewhere.
But that's actually unfair.
Yes, it is actually
the constitution
very
in Uganda doesn't support that. The Uganda rights, the human rights do not support that discrimination because it actually falls into discrimination.
Yeah.
But it's actually funny that it's actually us discriminating our own selves.
Swing.
Yeah.
And we're also going to talk about how even guys should grow their hair a little longer to protect
I want to go dreadlocks, yeah. No, I'm kidding. Yeah. We're coming back with much more fun. We're having a movie review, no video game review, sadly.
Yeah, but we're going to compensate for that with our surprise. Yes,
yeah.
Surprise.
And if you missed the Kadanke School Championships last weekend, make sure to catch it on School Gigs right here on Tin City.
I missed it. Can you imagine? Because of him. Yeah, I missed it.
I know. You didn't actually miss it, you know, in intention. We only had 20. I only had 20 grand. 25 actually. 20 for entrance VIP and 5,000 for the drinks. Yeah, I couldn't afford you.
So I was ditched.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unavoidable, yo. But we're heading for the lounge. Catch us there. Right on, this is the lounge on Tin City, and I'm still your host Humphrey.
And Shalom, and we're talking about cutting your hair in school. Is it a rule?
Most kids actually, most teens in school, the girls are not allowed to grow hair. It actually stretches all the way to primary.
Actually, true.
Yeah, but then funny enough, when the Indians and the whites come in school, they're allowed to grow their hair. But for the black African kid, your hair is actually supposed to be chopped off or else you go back home. Well, today I have much more fun with Mrs. Romel Booker White. That name reminds me of Booker T, wrestling. We have a rapper, CD. He'll be throwing in bars as points, you know, like one after the other, line for line. And of course, Grace is back. And we have Swag affiliated, that is Arthur representing. You're not representing, you're representing, right?
Yeah, I'm representing.
Well, Mrs. Booker White is an activist and also a human rights activist as well. Am I repeating myself?
Yes.
We're on the same track, right?
It's okay,
yeah,
it's okay.
and she runs an NGO called Matovu Wajua.
That's cool.
Yeah, right. And she's been chasing and fighting for the rights of the girl child, the black African child, for them to be allowed to grow hair in school, because some schools like St. Lawrence allows kids to grow hair. Gayaza is a traditional school, but it allows girls to grow hair, which is a good thing. And the question is, where does this come in? That's supposed to be a must for girls to cut off their hair. So, Mrs. Booker White.
Hi.
Yeah.
Thank you so very much. First of all, I want to give thanks and praise to God Most High for allowing me this opportunity at my age to be hanging out with these beautiful teenagers.
Man.
First of all, I'd like to say that our NGO is probably the only one in Uganda addressing this issue. It's a quiet issue. It's like no one wants to talk about this. It's like taboo. First of all, let's take a look at what's going on.
Camera needs to see it.
Oh, sorry. Let's take a look, first of all, at what's going on every day, most of the day in Uganda. 80% of our children are carried in this manner. The manner in which they are carried is not the problem. It's the fact that they have no protection for their head. You cannot, I don't care what color you are, you cannot put human beings in the sun in Uganda with no hair, no kofita, and not expect to sustain damage. You just have to stop one moment and think about this. We have students in our schools, as you mentioned earlier, that are forced to shave off their hairs. Now we know for sure that Indians, Chinese, and white children never shave their hair. Why do you think that is? I'm sorry?
They're foreign.
They're foreign. What has that got to do with the school rule? We've been to schools, by the way, and they tell me it's a school rule. Everybody needs to shave off their hair. We want everybody to look smart. I don't think that's a smart thing at all.
So Grace, why do you think most, it's like a random question, yeah? Why do you think most schools allow the other foreign kids, teen, to grow hair and not Ugandan?
Well, I think it's a policy. Like it's automatic. Like white kids have to keep their hair.
That's the point. Why do you think it's automatic?
I don't know. I think these are roles that we found there, so there's no use changing them. Like,
why do you think it's automatic?
Personally, I think they let these white kids have their hair because their parents are like, my kid has to have hair. A black parent is not going to talk about the hair.
When the schools are like, why do you think the school administration will listen to the white parents and let their kids have hair in the school, and then not listen to the black parents, and let their kids have hair in school?
A black parent is not going to go and be like, I want my child to have hair. That's impossible.
No,
because the schools they went to, that's cut their hair. To them, this is like a normal way of life. You go to school, you catch your hair, boy or girl. Yeah, you have to be bold. Even if you're a girl, you have to be bold.
Parents who have been strong enough to reach out to the administration and be like, I need my kid to grow hair in school. And then that's when the school administration is like, okay, you take a kid elsewhere.
And this is
but
a government school. This is a government school.
Never.
Most government schools, majority like people there are black. Yeah. Losing one student because they cannot cut their hair, I wouldn't mind it if I was the administration. You just manulous child.
We've got a letter to that. We've got a letter to address that. Come on, read it to us. We've got a letter to address that.
We have a letter from issued by the Uganda Human Rights Commission to Mtoto wa Jua, right? Yeah. The letter is a reference to support, letter of support for Mtoto wa Jua. Now Mtoto wa Jua has been as in supporting or advocating that even Ugandan kids, teens, all the way from primary to whichever level of education should be allowed to grow hair. Not just because, but because it's good for them health-wise and by rights.
But the fact is that it's not the school per se, but also he was right. There's parents of these children who don't want their kids to have hair, flat on.
Wait, there are these Indian people, it's more of their religion to have their hair. Because in my school currently, I'm in Makere College, and you see these Indian guys have hair and they just cover it all up, but it's a lot in there. And they believe it's religion, yeah? It's religion for them not to cut their hair. So the easiest way I think a government could allow it if you say, my religion is I have to have my hair. Yeah, maybe that.
or if you have a health problem, like you have to produce a letter from the doctor that probably my kid has a problem with their brain and they have to keep their hair. That's the only way they can manage if you're black.
But my point is that this is discrimination. This is discriminatory behavior. You're an African in Africa. What makes me think that you shouldn't have the same rights as foreigners?
This is a letter, Mtoto wa Jua, child of the sun, letter that you take to your school after your parent signs it.
So what you're telling me is that...
So the thing is, many of us are ignorant of the law, because even the law supports us. Yeah, it's something I think that has grown up in even our parents went through, so I think it's culture, a master, of course. Because,
you use that word culture. You use that word.
Yeah.
When
something gets common, it's like it becomes culture, of course.
Whenever you don't know what to do with, we just stick that right up under the cultural rug and say, this is culture. I tend to disagree. I think that it's a legacy from slavery.
So, Sidi,
they are not.
Do you think it's right? Do you think it's right for for the girls in your school, to have the bald hair?
No, not just the girls, even the boys.
No, for the boys too. For the boys, I understand.
Why is it?
No, but it's the same thing. If you damage your brain,
okay, for the girls, okay, both sexes, right?
Yes.
Both.
Yeah, what do you think of it?
I think it's the right, and everybody's supposed to have their hair.
Oh yeah. So you think they are wrong, right?
No, I think everybody's supposed to have their hair. If they
So
want to have
what
it.
would you say if a school that doesn't allow kids to, teens to grow hair, if the HM, the principal told you, we want them to look smart, and that's the excuse they give.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
excuse they give
smart.
everywhere.
Smart.
And then for the girls, they usually say
Smart.
they want to concentrate, they'll be wanting to work on their
Yeah, working the hair all the
You
time.
know,
Personally, I was in
Yeah.
King's College 4 years, yeah?
yeah.
First year, they allowed hair. Yeah, if you get to school and hair was the normal thing.
Yeah.
Then they're like, the power bill's going up, and the reason why the power bill's going up is because girls are using irons to work on their hair. So we're going to,
how do they call them?
no flat irons, like
like
that, like the ones you use
Wow,
to iron your
wow.
clothes. So they're like, what we're going to do is we're going to remove hair,
Yeah.
so that girls don't use the flat irons anymore, and that's how our power bill can go down. And that was their excuse.
So as we round up, you know, do you think they should maybe compromise? Do you think they should allow? Do you think even kids can even actually go and sue the school? I don't know.
No, but,
I just say because you say
no, it always starts from the parents. Like,
yeah.
if my parent thinks that I should not have hair, you're not going to
And
do
I
that
think that's
hair
the problem
flat on.
too.
It's going to be your
I think
parents'
that's the
fault.
problem too.
Yeah, that's the biggest problem.
I think.
Are we not sensitizing the
Yeah.
parents right now?
So should we sensitize the parents before?
Yeah, I think
I
that's
want
the
the
biggest.
parents to get on board.
I think you should first go for the parents. 'cause
Yeah.
But you know, like they
even
say,
if you
it
want your
has
hair
a lot
and-
to do with where you come from. I think that's the bottom line. Because if your parent thinks it's not a bad idea for a girl to grow hair, they'll take their girls to where they actually allow them to grow hair.
Exactly.
Yeah. If you just caught us, you know, up late, this is the lounge on Tin City. I'm Humphrey, and
Shalom.
we have Arthur, we have Grace, we have CD, we have Mrs. Romel of Boca White, an activist. Oh, he's a rapper. CD. Look up his music
You didn't know
on
to say that.
Reverb Nation. Well, we just talked about why most schools do not allow us, the Ugandan kids, to grow hair, and when the foreigners walk in, they allow them to have hair. Is it fair? Are we supported by the Constitution to back us up to grow our own hair?
Yes, we are.
Or even the human rights allows us to have hair? But why are the schools oppressing the black African kid? That is the
Ignorance.
conversation, but as always, it goes on social media. Find us on Teen City on Facebook, and at I am Humphrey on Twitter, and of course Shalom Kalule on Facebook as well. We'll be back with much more fun. This is still Teen City with Humphrey and Shalom. Awesome.